Welcome to a new guitar lesson. I got quite a few requests to do some more Greta Van Fleet material, and so for all the Greta Van Fleet fans out there, we're gonna have a look at Caravel in this lesson. For all the non-Greta Van Fleet fans among my subscribers, there will also be some other material coming soon. If you're interested in sheet music of the song, you can go to my Patreon page. There you can download a full transcription, including tabs and regular notation. The link is down in the description. And by the way, thanks a lot to all my patrons for their support. If you enjoyed the lesson, please hit subscribe, ring the bell, leave a like, and if you have any questions, drop me a line in the comments. The intro of the song starts with an F power chord. We're starting with the F power chord, first fret of the low E string and the third fret of the A string. Then up to the open A string, second fret of the A string, back down to the open A string and then back up to the second fret, third fret, second fret again, and then back down to the open A string. After that, we're going up to the third fret of the D string, played together with the second fret of the G string. Then going down to the E, second fret of the D string. And then we're doing a slide, starting on the third fret of the A string, up to the fifth fret of the A string, and then going down third fret of the A string, second fret of the A string, down to the open A string. And this whole thing ends on a B power chord, second fret of the A string and the fourth fret of the D string. And then there's a little band up. You can either use your whammy bar if you have one, or you can do a behind the nut band. You press down the strings behind the saddle and you get this band upwards. And last but not least, there's a dead note on the G string going up to the ninth fret of the G string. And then there's a slide downwards before the next riff starts. So this complete first section. The next riff is the same riff that is played during the verses. Starting with the open low E string. Then we have the seventh fret of the G string and the eighth fret of the B string. And after that we remove the second finger and have the G and the B string on the seventh fret. Then we're going down to the second fret of the A string, up to the fourth fret of the G string, and this is followed by the third fret of the B string and the fifth fret of the B string. Then we have an A power chord. We play the power chord, and after that we play the G string, also on the second fret. And then there's a run starting on the open A string, then once again the open A string, and we're doing a hammer on to the fourth fret of the A string, then the open D string and the second fret of the D string, and the whole thing ends on the low E string again. And then we have the second fret of the G string, third fret of the B string, going down to the second fret of G and B string. And here's a slight bend on these two strings. So this complete riff played slowly, low E string. One more time. And this riff is played 3 times as an intro of the song and then another 4 times for the first verse. And the first verse ends with a little interlude. We have a G power chord, the 3rd fret of the low E string and the 5th fret of the A string. And then we're going up to the 3rd fret of the B string. 3rd fret B string going up to the 5th fret of the B string, then the 3rd fret of the G string, back down to the 5th fret of the B string again, and then we're hitting this 5th fret again and doing a slide down to the 3rd fret, and this is going down to the open B string, back to the 3rd fret again, then up to the open E string, down to the open B string again, and this run ends on the 3rd fret of the B string. One more time. And then we leave the 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the B string. And we're playing this open D chord, 2nd fret of the G string and the 2nd fret of the high E string. And this chord is played for a complete bar. So this complete short interlude. And then the chorus section starts. We are starting on an A power chord with the open A string and the 2nd fret of the D string. Then we repeat the open A string, 3rd fret of the A string, going up to the open D string. Then we have a D power chord, we have the open D string and the 2nd fret of the G string. And then we play the D string one more time and going down to the 3rd fret of the A string. And then we have a C add 9 chord, we have the 3rd fret of the A string, the open G string and the 3rd fret of the B string. And playing an arpeggio, A string, G string, B string, and then we're going down to the 2nd fret of the A string, and we add the open G string and the open B string. And this whole thing ends on an F major chord. We have the thumb for the 1st fret of the low E string, the 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the D string, 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the G string, and the 1st finger on the 1st fret of the B string. And these 2 bars end with the 5th fret of the G string, where we're doing a little bend, going down to the 7th fret of the D string. So one more time. And these complete 2 bars. Then these two bars are repeated. With only a difference at the end, we don't play these two notes. We play these two notes one octave high. We have the 8th fret of the high E string with the slide band going down to the 10th fret of the B string. So one more time. Then we repeat the first two bars of the chorus section again. And on the last time, we stay on this F major chord. So the complete chorus section goes like this. And after that, we repeat the first 3 bars of the song. Then we're going back to our verse riff. And this riff is played 2 times as an interlude and then another 4 times during the next verse part. And the second verse also ends with this G power chord, this little run, and then with this D chord. And then there's another interlude section starting on the 5th fret of the low E string. We're starting on the 5th fret, doing a slide down. Then we're going to the 3rd fret of the A string, 2nd fret of the A string, open A string, and going down to the 3rd fret of the low E string. Then we repeat the 3rd fret of the low E string, 2nd fret of the low E string, going down to the open E string. Then back up to the 5th fret of the low E string with the slide down. Then one more time, 3rd fret A string, 2nd fret A string, open A string, ending on the 3rd fret. 3rd fret of the low E string. And then we're going up to the 8th fret of the B string, followed by the 7th fret of the G string. So this complete 2-bar riff. And this riff is played 4 times with a slight difference at the end. And the last time we don't use these 2 notes. On last time we played the 3rd fret of the low E string and the 2nd fret of the low E string instead. So this complete interlude section. Last time. And then there's a little hammer-on pull-off lick. We are starting on the 4th fret of the G string, doing a hammer-on up to the 5th fret of the G string, then pull off to the 4th fret again, pull off to the 2nd fret, and then pull off to the open G string, and then we're going down to the 3rd fret of the D string, and then back up to the 2nd fret of the G string again. Then there are 2 dead notes, where we mute the strings, that is only this percussive sound. And then we have an F power chord again, 1st fret of the Louis string, 3rd fret of the A and the D string. So this bar one more time. And then this hammer-on pull-off lick is repeated. But this time we end on this G major barred chord. We bar the 3rd fret, we have the 5th fret of the E string, the 5th fret of the D string, the 4th fret of the G string. And then the whole thing ends on an A power chord. So this bar. And then the chorus section is repeated, but the guitar stops on this A chord and the rest is played by the keys. And after this quite a chorus played by the keys, there's another with the guitar. Second time we stay on this F chord, and then as another interlude we're going up to this G chord, same voicing as the F chord but 2 frets higher. And then we're going to an E chord with a G sharp in the bass. We have the 4th fret of the Louis string. We mute the A string and we have the 2nd fret of the D string and the 4th fret of the G string. And then there's a little melody line on the G string. We are starting on the 1st fret of the G string. Just play 2 times. And then we play the 1st fret one more time. And we're doing a slide up to the 2nd fret. Then we repeat the 2nd fret, going up to the 4th fret for 2 times. Then we repeat it one more time and we're doing a slide up to the 5th fret. And then we end on the open G string. So these 2 bars, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2. And then there's one more interlude section. We're starting on this F chord again. We're starting on this F chord. Then we're doing a slide up to the 5th fret of the G string, going down to the 4th fret of the G string, going down to the 7th fret of the D string, and then we're playing this G chord, 4th fret of the G string and the 5th fret of the D string, followed by 2 dead notes. And then we have this F triad on the 5th fret. We bar the 5th fret, and we have the 6th fret of the B string and the 7th fret of the D string. Then we play the high E string and the B string again. And then we release the 2nd and the 3rd finger, so we have only this barred chord, and we're doing a little arpeggio at the end. So this complete bar. Then we're going back to this F chord. One more time the slide. 5th fret, 4th fret, G string as we did before. Back to this G chord, the 2 dead notes, it's completely the same. And then we're going to this open C chord. And then we pick this chord again, and now we're doing a slide up with the 1st finger and the 3rd finger to the 3rd fret and the 5th fret. And after the slide we add the 4th finger on the 5th fret of the D string. And now we're playing an arpeggio on this chord. So one more time, the slide part. One more time. And these 2 bars starting on the F chord. And this complete 4-bar interlude. And these 4 bars are repeated. Then after that we have this hammer-on pull-off lick again, as we did it before. Then also the 2 dead notes. And now we end on first on an A power chord. Then we repeat this lick. The second time we end on a D chord or a D power chord, and this bar ends with a little melody starting on the 3rd fret of the high E string, 2nd fret of the high E string, going down to the open E string. And after that we play this interlude part as we did before. First ending on an F chord, and on the last time we end on this G chord again. So this complete section. now we're back in this interlude section, starting on the 5th fret of the Louis string with the slide. It's played completely the same as we did before. Last time we also end on the 3rd fret of the Louis string, 2nd fret of the Louis string, going to this F chord again, and we hold this F chord for 3 beats. 1, 2, 3. Then we have this slide up to the 5th fret of the G string again, 4th fret of the G string, 7th fret of the D string. 1, 2, 3. Then on the next bar on beat 1 there's a break, and on beat 2 we play this A minor chord to end the song. So the last 2 bars one more time. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. This was the guitar part of Caravel by Greta and Fleet. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. Please hit subscribe if you haven't, ring the bell, drop me a line in the comments, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.